Hey YouTube, Qualia here, bringing you all an update to my Cardfight Vanguard Triumph Dragon deck profile for post-Destined Showdown. We got some new cards for the starter decks from the 4th Cardfight Vanguard booster set. I'll definitely be looking to update the other ones as well. I know Triumph Dragon is a real focus of mine just because it is my go-to of the 6 decks that I play. But for those of you also just looking to update your decks, you can also just, pay close attention to the Triumph deck, because when they release card support for these start decks, all the cards are very, very similar to what they do with one another. So what you take from one start deck, you can incorporate quite easily into the other ones as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off with the ride deck, we have the energy generator, and our starter is Heated Blade, our dart. When rode upon, if you went second, draw a card. Our grade 1 is Roaring Flame Beast, Carolore. When rode upon by Roaring Thunder Beast, Keaton Rons, you can Energy Blast 2 and draw a card. So the main focus with these start decks is to obviously make use of the Energy Blast mechanic, and you do so with just more draw power in the form of Keaton Rons. And our grade 2 is Roaring Thunder Beast, Keaton Rons. When our unit is rode upon by a grade 3 with Triumph Dragon and its card name, you may either call this rearguard card to rearguard, or if you did not, energy charge 3, making up for some of the energy blasts you may have done early on to give you more full access to them. Or if you feel like you need more rearguards, it all depends on what your hand looks like before you go into your attack step during that turn as well. And our grade 3 for the deck is Roaring Thunder Dragon, Triumph Dragon, along with the copy we run in the ride deck. We run 3 copies in the main deck as well. It's very vital for Persona riding. It's the main focus of the deck as a whole. On the Vanguard Circle, you can counterblast 1 once per turn. Search your deck for up to 1 card with the same card name as this unit. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. And this unit gets plus 10,000 to end of turn. So you should always be able to Persona ride every turn aside from the first turn you ride into your grade 3. It is the main focus of the starter decks. And on the Vanguard Circle, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, you can Energy Blast 4, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it, and this unit gets plus 5,000 and critical plus 1 until the end of that battle. It's a very simplistic effect, but the main focus with the Triumph Dragon deck is just the overall playstyle of the rearguard support that you have to recycle your Triumph Dragons and then have that additional rearguard pressure as well. One of the best rearguard pressure cards we have in the deck is our other grade 3 Straff Command Dragon. When it's placed on rearguard from hand, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Triumph Dragon in its card name, counterblast 1 and draw a card. So its draw power on top of its other rearguard ability when it attacks to Soul Blast 1 until the end of the battle. This unit gets plus 5, and if the grade 3 or greater card with Triumph Dragon and its card name was Soul Blast for the cost, it gets critical plus 1. Added pressure as well, on top of the fact that you will be Persona riding. So then you want to have that card in the Soul to be able to Soul Blast anyway. So you have the plus 10 to your Straff command, and then also the additional critical plus 1 thanks to the Soul Blast ability. You want to be able to Soul Blast the Triumph Dragons as well, so you can be able to put them back onto the bottom of the deck with some of the other cards we run in the deck. For the grade 2s, we're running 4 copies of Dragritter Rashad. During your turn on rearguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Triumph Dragon and its card name, it gets plus 5,000 for each of your opponent's rearguards retired this turn. So on top of added power to this card, it also has the rearguard ability of on rearguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Triumph Dragon and its card name, all your opponent's rearguards in the same column as this unit cannot move to the guard circle or other rearguard. So this is active on your opponent's turn as well. So just being able to restrict a back row rearguard from moving up to the front row can help and diminish a play your opponent may have if they need more of a presence in the front row for units to be able to attack, and also just being able to restrict intercepting as well, which means you can then use some of your other cards to retire cards when you want. So you can use Triumph Dragon and not have to worry about you being able to attack with your rearguards first before your Triumph Dragon attacks and your opponent intercepting that rearguard to make use of a guard. We're also running 4 copies of Dragritter Falheart. When it's placed on guard circle from hand or discarded from hand while riding from the ride deck, you can counterblast 1 or Energy Blast 3 and draw a card. So it's draw power, but also when it's placed on rearguard, if you Persona rode this turn, you can counterblast 1 or Energy Blast 3, choose a grade 1 card without Sentinel from your drop, and call it to the back row rearguard. Grade 1 setup on the rearguard circle definitely does come in handy with some of the other cards that we use to recycle Triumph Dragon as well, which we'll get to in just a bit. But for some of the other grade 2s that we run include the 3 copies of Crushing Dragon, Spinal Salter. On rearguard once per turn, when your opponent's rearguard is retired by the ability of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard, this unit gets plus 10 till the end of turn. So on top of the Persona Ride power, you could also have Spinal Salter also get plus 10,000 power, making it a 30k attacker on its own without even needing to use your rearguard to boost it. For the grade 1s, now this next promo spot is an exclusive promo currently for Dragon Empire, Keter Sanctuary, and Lyrical Monasterio. We more likely will get the Dark States, Stoicheia, and Brontgate ones in future promo pack releases, but that is Construct Golem. From the drop, when your grade 3 or greater Vanguard Triumph Dragon, its card name is placed during ride phase. If you do not have a rearguard with the same card name as this card, Soul Blast 1, call this card to rearguard, and if you call the card, Energy Charge 1. Sometimes you can just be off by that 1 energy charge. That's where this card really comes in handy. And also, at the end of the battle, this unit boosted a unit with Straff Command its card name. If you did not countercharge this turn, put this unit to the soul and countercharge 1. So, making use of our backup grade 3 as well by having this card be in the proper column to boost Straff Command. So you could also give yourself a countercharge, because believe me, you will definitely be using a lot of the counterblasts in the form of Foul Heart and your Triumph Dragon also. Other new grade 1s include the new grade 1 from the Destined Showdown booster set, and that is Dragritter Amina. When placed on rearguard, choose a grade 3 or greater card with Triumph Dragon and its card name from your drop. You may put it on the bottom of the deck. If you chose a card, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 card with Straff Command and its card name from among them. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle the deck. If you put a card in the hand, choose a card from your hand and discard it, and this unit gets plus 2,000 to the end of battle. So it's meant to add your main go-to backup grade 3 rearguard, Straff Command Dragon, from your deck to your hand by being able to also recycle your Triumph Dragon. And as I said before, you should always be able to search a copy of Triumph Dragon on the turn that you Persona Road on top of those additional searches. And this card just helps for the recycle power along with our other grade 1 meant for the recycle power, and that is Battle Monk of Thunderclaps Zenshin. At the end of battle, this unit boosted. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Triumph Dragon and its card name, retire this unit, put a grade 3 or greater card with Triumph Dragon and its card name from your soul or drop on the bottom of the deck. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. If you did not retire a card, draw a card. So if you're not retiring an opponent's rearguard because they might just not have them, you're at least still getting something else on top of the recycle power for the Triumph Dragon and the retire of this card. So very, very useful, being able to also use them from the drop zone as well, and then being able to also use them from the soul, depending on the card, is where the Zenshin definitely does come in handy with its full power of a card in the deck to be able to give you recycle power just like our Dragritter Amina. And then lastly, for the grade 1s, 4 copies of the Sentinel, going with the Guardian Monk of Raging Flames Maju, just because it is also the one that was readily available in the starter deck also. For the trigger count, we're running 8 criticals, so 4 copies of Burning Veil Dragon, and the 4 copies of Rogue Beast, Sunasuguri. For the next trigger spot, we have the draw trigger, which is Flare Veil Dragon for its additional 5k shield, with our heal being the 4 copies of Dino Breeze, and our over trigger being the Drag Veda, the restand power, especially for the added play, because when this unit attacks is not a once per turn on Triumph Dragon. So as long as you have the energy blast to do so, you can attack with it again, get another retire, and then another +5 critical. It's until the end of the battle, so it doesn't stack on top of, the card for that pressure, but still being able to do so each time is a big plus also. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. And once again, I'll definitely look to update some of the other ones. Some of them are missing a few key aspects that are different, like with the need for an order for the Astern deck for Brantgate, and some of the additional cards for Dark States and Cristianos that we can use to replace for the one promo spot. But as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.